Artillery comes in many shapes and sizes, and it's a flexible supporting asset to many armies. But what if that's all we did? Welcome to my point and click adventure game. This is a dumb idea. Here we go again.
Did you forget about me? Well, off to visit your mother. Over.
First up, we have the Imperial Guard, our army rules voice of command, where our leaders can give out buffs or orders to our units. You can have things like improved movement, better melee, better shooting, better cover. There's a variety of options here. But our detachment rule is ruthless discipline from the Grizzled Company. With this detachment, our leaders, officers, get +1 additional orders they can give out, which is very powerful and it's kind of a break point for this army. When you do, any unit affected by an order, they can reroll a hit of 1, and if the target of their attack is on an objective mark, which 40k, you need to be on the objectives to win, you can reroll a wound of 1. So, spam artillery. Let's reroll those 1s and just see if we can delete people off the board. Big hint, by the way, with our voice of command, we're probably using take aim to improve our shooting, or maybe a bit of cover. Stratagems are all very good. Snap to it, just anytime you need, you can give out an order. Very abusive, you can stack with other effects. No retreat, if your dudes are under the order, duty and honor, which gives you better leadership objective, you can stick your objective. Veteran sharpshooters, very interesting interaction with our army because we're indirect. Your ranged weapons for a unit, ignore cover. When you shoot with indirect, your opponent gets cover. Not anymore. Purging fire, if your dudes are an objective, they get lethal hits. Very powerful because we can spam out lots of artillery and just try and find the lethal. Morty and Minute, not as interactive here. You gotta be under the effect of first rank, second rank. But we're not really going to use that, so you don't get them per strength. And then additional armor is armor contempt for this army. Starting out with the small guy first, the Cadian Heavy Weapon Squad. We're running 3 squads of 3 at 65 points each. With these guys, nice and flexible, you can run any heavy weapon you want on them, but for the theme and the meme, we are going with only mortars. So you have 9 mortars here. They are 501 with indirect, heavy and blast hitting on 5s with 48-inch range. Remember, in a normal game, the table is 60 inches in size. General rule to note here, a lot of indirect hits on 5s, but you got heavy, so you go down to a 4, but then because you can't see the target thanks to indirect, you go up to a 5 again, but then you've got your order from your officer nearby, putting you back down to a 4. It's a lot of up and down, but here we go. Their rules covering fire, you can overwatch on a 5, but remember to overwatch you have to see the target. Could be interesting. Next one up is the Field Ordnance Battery, getting a little bit bigger. These guys are a bit tougher, they're finally a T5, you've got 6 wounds here, an okay 4-up save. There's only one weapon option on this guy that's indirect, which is the Bombast Field Gun, D6 for number of shots at 712. Decent damage, not great AP, and better strength, which can wound like elite targets or very light vehicles. Their rule is very powerful, rearm, reload, fire. If you haven't moved, your heavy weapons gain +1, which is your indirect weapon. That's pretty powerful, especially with your reroll thanks to your detachment rule. You can reroll a 1 into a 6 and have a great day. These guys come in a unit size of 2 models and we're running max of them as well. Then the big boy, the artillery team, the Arties. Tougher again, T7, really good save with a 3-up. 10 wounds is actually quite a lot. Really big model by the way, 13cm diameter. They come single model at 95, running max of these. All the heavy weapon options are indirect. Take your pick. I'm going with the Siege Cannon because we have a strength 12 indirect here. D6 for number of shots again, but we're 12 to 3. That is high strength, decent enough AP, and really high damage. Once again, it hits on a 5, but we can get it to a 4 very easy. Really cool. They do put out Battle Shock on things, can be kind of handy. And then the last big one is the Basilisk, the big arty tank himself. Ridiculous earth check cannon, 240-inch range. You can just see it, someone on the next table if you want. As well, indirect hitting on 4s though, so that's not bad, way more shots as well. D6 plus 3, that's better with blast 2 at 822. Real good for plinking off small vehicles, even medium heavy vehicles. You can just try and roll for the 5 to wound them. But remember, if you're on the objective, you can re-roll. Yeah, really powerful model, insane range, comes with a heavy bolter and a hunter killer. So in the backline, it can still defend its home. And his unique rule slows down the enemy infantry. If you hit them, they get -2 to move and charge, which is kind of funny. Now this is the real meat and potatoes of the army. The Cadian Castellan is a very cheap model at 55 per dude. Single dude, they give out 2 orders, but our detachment rule says they give out 3. That means I'm going to stick 1 Cadian Castellan with every type of heavy artillery except for the tank. That way he can give out 3 orders of take aim to each unit of artillery that he's with, getting them all hit on 4s. Other than that, doesn't really do anything, has no interaction, he's just there to give out the orders. Do not let him die. Then we run Lord Solar here because he can give out orders to anything, which means he can give the orders to the tank to get the tanks hitting on 4s as well. And extra command points when you have really good stratagems is a nice thing to have. Then we are running 4 squads of 10 Cadian shock troops. These guys are really here for the sticky objective rule. They touch an objective, we can keep it unless someone takes it. So run them forward, try and tag the objective, use your indirect to keep people away and off it. You do bring some special weapons here too, like melter guns, plasma guns, take your pick. Then running a big squad and a small squad of Kriegers. You can totally cut them out, trade them in for more Cadians if you want more sticky objective. I'm just experimenting, getting a bit of tankiness from the Kriegsmen. They can hit on 3s without an officer. They got the resing models. You know, I'm trying it out. And that is what your 2K army looks like. It is utterly disgusting. You can see the Cadian Castellan with his heavy artillery team, the field ordnance guns, and the normal mortar crew. You can see Lord Solar with the arty tanks there, and then you can see all your dudes running around hopefully doing objectives. So for reference, normal table size, here we are, 112 centimeters by 152 for 2K game. That's how much, roughly to scale, your artillery takes up on the board. Pretty good screening, may I say, and that is a lot of hatred at range. If your opponent is halfway through the deployment, they are 48 inches away from you. You can see them, you can maybe shoot them. Pros and cons. Turn 1 damage is unreal, your opponent cannot hide from you at all. If it's on the board and you can see it with 48, you're hitting it. You're also that guy, which it's gotta feel pretty good because you're the scumbag that's brought all artillery. Definitely a bit of a boogeyman playstyle. Every time artillery gets good, people freak out and it gets nerfed pretty hard. It does make your opponent play a weird playstyle where, alright, covers are relevant, or I can't hide from obscuring shots, I have to just go forward and do the objective. You have very good screening because your models are so big, and you can absolutely destroy non-vehicles just out of the gate. The negatives, you are that guy. You're the guy that's playing an all indirect artillery army. Good on ya. It's very monophase, you just care about shooting, you probably don't even care about moving. You just got to be that 48-inch bubble. You are very much limited to a ballistic skill 4 up. You are 50-50ing this. You are very dependent on your action monkeys not getting destroyed very early on. You need to keep them alive to, you know, score and hopefully win. Also very low toughness and wound pool in the army because we're just a lot of dudes on World War II artillery pieces. And that is a very dumb idea at a point-and-click adventure game in the Imperial Guard. Again, thank you to everyone for the support of my videos. The meat grinder is probably going to hit 40k while I'm filming this. I cannot thank you guys enough for that. It's been unreal. I will continue to keep doing my meme videos. I have lots of ideas. I think the next one will be Magnus the Goat Farmer or the Goat Shepherd. Thank you again for everything, guys. Please like and sub, helps out the channel a lot. And thank you to my patrons for your direct support. I cannot thank you guys enough. Links are down below. And goodbye.